Are you looking to book, or do you have an upcoming cruise on the Carnival Venezia?
Hi, this is Jen and Ryan from Everest Travels. Join us as we break down everything that really matters, from the rooms, food, drinks, entertainment, and more.
And find out if we think the Venezia will be worth booking for you and your family.
If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe for more Carnival Venezia and cruise videos.
Before you hop aboard, there are a few things you need to take care of. Carnival offers online check-in ahead of time. You can set up your profile, handle your ID requirements, link your credit card, pre-purchase Wi-Fi or drink packages, the standard stuff. But at check-in, once you arrive at the port, you'll learn how you get your sail and sign card. This is the key to everything on board: purchasing drinks, shopping, and getting on and off the ship at ports. The cards were waiting for us once we got on the ship outside our cabin's door, but worth noting, when we boarded, the cabins were not accessible until 1:30. But if you go to a restaurant, you can still give your room number and charge things to your account prior to accessing the card if need be.
Once you step on board, the first thing you'll notice is the Italian-inspired decor. Think grand staircases, elegant chandeliers, and plenty of Venetian flair. If you're feeling hungry once boarding, you can head to the Lido Marketplace buffet for a bite. There are even elevators set up as lunch express lifts that were taking guests directly up to the restaurant area. In addition to the buffet, we also found Guy's Burgers open once we boarded, but it had a long lineup, so we decided to fill up at the buffet. As with every cruise, you'll have to check into your muster station before the cruise begins. Depending on where you're sailing out of, your drink package could be active right away or the morning of day two. Some ports, like the one we sailed out of, New York City, makes you wait until day two when you're out at sea to activate your package.
We stayed in a cove balcony stateroom on deck 2. We found the room a good size that made good use of the space. Of course, you're not getting to find sprawling accommodations unless you splurge on a suite, but for an entry-level balcony room, we were satisfied. The room came with a distinct veranda with a queen bed and a sofa bed for our daughter. Depending on who you're sailing with, the sofa bed could easily be converted into a sofa for some extra entertaining space. When it comes to putting away your luggage, there was a decent sized storage area near the front of the cabin. We were able to put all our suitcases in there, and that's where we also unpacked our belongings. The mini fridge, it was empty, allowing you to fill it up with the beverages that you brought on board or collect during your sailing. And the TV itself, it had great pictures, but the options were very limited to a handful of channels and on-demand movies.
Turning our attention to the bathroom, the small space gave you access to all your basics: sink, toilet, shower. We never had an issue with hot water or shower pressure, which was a relief. You could see the attempts to keep the Venetian theming continue in the cabins, with a photo backdrop behind the bed and elegant gold bordered mirrors throughout the cabin. As mentioned, we stayed in a cove balcony room, which is a more enclosed balcony than the ones you'd find on higher decks. A lot more industrial, with the balcony blending into the frame of the ship.
If you're booking a balcony room for the view alone, you might not love this, as it didn't give you a clear sight line of the ocean like you might have seen if you booked a regular balcony room a little bit higher up on the ship.
But we were fine with the trade-off of being closer to the ocean. It allowed us to easily spot and follow these dolphins swimming about on our way to Bermuda, a priceless cruise moment.
If everything you're hearing about the Carnival of Venezia sounds like the perfect ship for you and your family's next vacation, you can browse and book all current itineraries on Plannin'.
If you haven't heard of Planet yet, it's a new cruise booking site that makes it super easy to find and book your dream vacation. Whether it's with Carnival or another top cruise line sailing to incredible ports around the world.
The best part? Their prices are super competitive, there are no hidden fees, flexible payment options, and you can even hold today's price for free on most sailings while you decide.
And if you need a place to stay before your cruise, Planet could hook you up with up to 40% off at over 2 million hotels just for signing up with a free account.
Scan the QR code or click the link in the description below to sign up for a free Planet account to browse cruises and unlock exclusive member discounts.
No matter the time of day, you'll be able to find something to munch on when sailing on the Venezia. The main buffet area that many people gravitate towards for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and late night eats is the Lido Marketplace found on deck 10. A large buffet with everything you'd expect: carved meats, salads, pastas, desserts, and more.
Ice cream lovers will want to stop by Swirls, which is located in the buffet area. It opens just before lunch and it runs until 11 o'clock daily. You'll find unlimited soft serve ice cream here. We're talking vanilla, chocolate, or swirl. Take your pick and keep coming back for more. I know we did. It was my personal kryptonite while on the ship. Whenever I walked past it, I crumbled and just poured myself out a little sweet treat. Now, also found within the Lido Marketplace buffet is the deli, a spot where you can order hot or cold menu items, mostly sandwiches, like Reuben's, grilled cheese, buffalo chicken, and more. You'll also be able to grab fries here. The deli is one of those places that remains operational in between meals, so if the buffet is closed after lunch, but you still need something to keep you going until dinner, swing by the deli.
One of the most popular locations to grab a bite on the ship is Guy's Burger Joint, found in the midsection of Deck 10, just before you enter the buffet. Here they serve up good old classic burgers, or extravagant burgers stuffed with mouth-watering extras. It's definitely a big draw for everyone on board, so prepare yourself that you could be waiting a bit before you can place your order. What is nice about this location and most of the quick service restaurants on board is they usually have two lines open, especially during the busy periods, so your wait is never for that long.
You'll also find Tomadero in the midsection of Deck 10, a place that you can grab some tacos, burritos, and other Mexican favorites. And in the aft of Deck 10 is where you'll find your pizza fix. The pizzeria here stays open late and has a handful of pizzas constantly in the oven, with pepperoni being the most popular item on the menu, and they always seem to have a fresh slice to serve up whenever approached. If you want a slice of their quattro formaggio or another flavor, you may have to wait around for a little bit longer.
Now, a hidden gem, basically a mini buffet, is found down on deck 5. Just outside from the gondola lounge is La Strada Grill. Sandwiches, garlic bread, pasta, desserts, and more, all outside waiting for you. Usually, with a very small line, it's possible to completely miss this restaurant and not even know it exists, as it is tucked away outside on the side of a deck with little signage. But if you want to escape the rush of the buffet, this is a fantastic option with great views.
Carnival Venezia splits dining between the Marco Polo and Canal Grand restaurants. You'll be assigned your dining room once you board. We loved the service here, friendly, efficient, and they made sure that you always had bread on your table the second you walked in. Standard dishes at dinner for us, we really like the prime rib, and the Carnival signature melting chocolate cake is a must try.
Menus change nightly, and you can preview them on the Carnival HUB app. If you're set up with anytime dining or want to stop by a dining room for breakfast, you'll have to use the app to reserve your table. Once it's ready, you'll receive a notification and will have 10 minutes to arrive. We ate at the Canal Grand restaurant every night when we were on the Venezia. We found the food quality better here, enjoyed the relaxed atmosphere compared to the buffet, and the canal in the middle was just amazing. We were lucky enough to sit next to it one night. Just terrific theming.
Now, if you want to splurge a little, you can reserve a table at one of the various specialty dining restaurants. On Deck 5, you'll find Bonsai Sushi, which serves up your favorite sushi dishes, soups, sake, and more. A few steps from there, you'll find Bonsai Teppanyaki, where your meal will be prepared right at your table. Also in this area is the Steakhouse Fahrenheit 555, allowing you to choose from ribeyes, strip loins, filet mignons, and other cuts. And finally, closer to the aft of the ship is Il Viaggio on Deck 5, where you can explore a menu filled with Italian cuisine.
These restaurants can be booked before setting sail or anytime on board with the Carnival HUB app. In addition to these places that require reservations, you'll also find the Seafood Shack on the aft of Deck 10, serving up seafood dishes like lobster rolls for a fee, and an empanadas place on Deck 5.
If you're looking to unwind with a good drink in hand on board the Venezia, you'll never be too far away from your next beer, wine, or cocktail. Most bars stick to the same menu and prices across the ship, but there are a few locations where they'll have special drinks that you can only order there. Now, some of our favorites on board were the Tequila Sunrise and Carnival's Margarita.
Ooh, that was good.
Our favorite bar to hang out at was the Atrium Bar. It's located on deck 3. This is where the Venetian theming really stands out. We enjoy this atmosphere here and constantly return to order some drinks and play cards. Other popular places on board include the Amari Lounge on Deck 5. It's located in the heart of the ship and it's next to all those specialty restaurants we talked about earlier. It's a great place to grab a pre or post meal drink with Italian inspired cocktails offered here.
Open for adults in the evening is Piano Bar 88, a nice lounge for you to grab a drink and listen to a piano player perform live. Just down the hall towards the aft is the most Instagrammable bar on the ship, the Frizzante Bar. Specializing in bubbly drinks, there was regularly people posing in front of the color changing sign here. The Carnival Bar and Lounge is at the aft of Deck 5, one of the larger bars to grab a drink, enjoy some live music, and more.
This place had a more upscale vibe to it, and after discovering it, we wanted to stop by here one night after a show, but we kept forgetting it existed. It's located in the very back of Deck 5. It was out of sight, out of mind. We found it easy to forget as it isn't in a main artery, so if you're sailing on the Venezia, try to remember this place. We wish we did. Heroes Tribute Bar is up on Deck 4. It constantly had sports on the TV, and it was themed to honor military personnel. Then up on Deck 10 is Rococo, a great bar next to the Seaside Theater with lots of frozen drinks. And directly across from Rococo was a place specializing in hot drinks, Java Blue Cafe. Here we get the coffees, the teas, the cocktails, and more. It's definitely a more elevated option than just the regular black coffee that's always available at all hours of the day in the buffet.
When it comes to the drink packages available, you can opt for either Cheers, Bottomless Bubbles, or neither. The Cheers package provides up to 15 alcoholic drinks valued at $20 or less, plus unlimited specialty coffees, sodas, energy drinks, and bottled water. A solid choice if you plan to enjoy multiple drinks per day. At time of recording, if you were to order upwards of 6 alcoholic drinks per day and a handful of bottles of water, it may be worth the investment. But if you get it for one person in your cabin, you need to get it for all adults. It doesn't matter if someone doesn't drink. The Cheers package is an all or nothing choice. Something to consider when pricing it out.
The next option is Bottomless Bubbles. It's definitely cheaper than the Cheers package, but it only includes soda and juice. That's it. No bottles of water, no specialty coffees, just soda and juice. If that's all you're looking for, this may be the perfect option. And it is customizable to your room, so if only one person wants to get the Bottomless Bubbles, they can. It's not like the Cheers package. Of course, you can go a la carte. Just pay for what you want to drink. We each had maybe 3 or 4 drinks per day max on this cruise, so after our calculations, we saved money not buying the drink package.
A reason we chose against going with either is because of the onboard drink allowance you can bring with you onto the ship. Each adult in your room can bring one 750 milliliter bottle of wine plus a 12-pack of non-alcoholic drinks. We made use of that and brought on some wine and a case of Coke and ginger ale. This was a great perk that's not common with all cruise lines.
We love a good pool, and the Carnival Venezia did not have a pool for us. But don't let that discourage you, as our expectations could be drastically different than yours. There are 2 main ones, both on Deck 10. In the midship area, you'll find the Lido pool. This is definitely the most stylish and fun pool of the ship. It's located right in the center of all the action, with a great sightline to the big screen to watch onboard movies and events. It's also next to Guy's Burger Joint and the buffet, so a snack is never too far away.
In the aft of Deck 10 is the Tides pool. This one seemed a bit bigger and was complemented with a couple of hot tubs on either side. Our issue with both pools is they were always crowded. We were at sea for a majority of our sailing, and since the pools weren't that large, it always looked packed. If we hopped in the water, we would want some space to swim around, but you couldn't do that here without bumping into someone else every couple of feet. So we chose against swimming in the pools, but it didn't prevent us from having fun in the water.
Up on deck 12, you'll find Carnival WaterWorks. Our 5-year-old daughter had a delight here with a splash zone filled with various activities for the young ones to play with. It was a great way to kill some time and cool off on a hot day at sea. WaterWorks is also where you'll find the 3 water slides on board. Word of warning though, they are fast. Leave your sunglasses, hats, and all your belongings somewhere else before climbing up to take the slides because once you start going down, you're already going to be at the bottom. They're speedy and super fun.
Finally, if you want to break away from the kids for a while, you can check out the Serenity Retreat on deck 15. This is an adult only area with a bar, plenty of places to lounge, and a couple of hot tubs to relax in. And while we were on board, these hot tubs never got nearly as crowded as the ones on deck 10.
The main theater on the Venezia is Teatro Rossi, which is found on decks 4 and 5. This is a 2-floored, finely decorated show space with lots of red and gold and a bar on the bottom floor. When it came to seat selection, we found the bottom floor provided better views of the main stage, as the top floor it had a lot of obstructions or odd angles. Over our 4 nights on the ship, there was only really one full show production and various other games and activities that took place here. The main show we saw was called Epic Rock. It brought together a selection of rock anthems from over the years. It included great singing, dancing, and some surprises on stage. This was definitely the most fun show of our entire sailing.
On another night, the main entertainment was Deal or No Deal. We had mixed reactions here. To be eligible to play, you need to spend a minimum of $25 to participate. Only one of us bought tickets, and it was more fun if you were playing than just watching. However, we lucked out, and even without buying a ticket, the second game of the night saw the onstage contestant go all the way and win the jackpot prize of $1,000. The whole audience just erupted after they won. It was a great atmosphere to experience.
Besides that, the other shows that took place on the main stage included a welcome party, which was more of a showcase of things you can expect to see over the course of your cruise. You could see some stand up comedy here, and different games would occur during the sailing. Now, the secondary entertainment destination on the Venezia is the Limelight Lounge. It's located near the aft of Deck 4. Here you'll find both PG and adults only comedians take the stage. Art auctions occur, and at night, the Limelight Lounge is converted into a club. The best way we can summarize our experience with the entertainment was inconsistent. We really enjoyed Epic Rock, but wish there was more productions like that. Deal or No Deal was fun, but if we weren't playing or didn't have a good contestant, it could have just been very boring. And some of the other options, they just weren't memorable or didn't interest us for entertainment.
There's always something going on at all hours when you're aboard the Venezia. Throughout the day, you'll find various games and trivia to compete in. If you're a trivia head, they have a slew of different types of trivia, from general trivia to Harry Potter trivia to even dad joke themed trivia. There really is something for everyone. If you're lucky enough to win one of these games, you'll be awarded a coveted spinner medallion. During our stay, we were lucky enough to grab 2 of these medals, and it's definitely a nice touch to make you feel like you've just accomplished something great.
In addition to that, you'll also find parties occurring throughout your sailing, sometimes outside up on deck 10 and 11, or other times in Piazza San Marco on deck 3. When we were out at sea for 4 days, we took part in an 80s rock and glow party, the White Hot Party, and of course, the Sail Away Party. For anytime activities, you could always head up to deck 12 and enjoy the free mini golf course. This is a fun way to pass some time, and we actually never found it too crowded. If you're feeling brave enough, above the mini golf course is the rope course that you can harness yourself into and try to make it across. Next to the mini golf course is an arcade filled with racing games, air hockey, and other video games. Movies were screened every night up on deck 10 too in the Seaside Theater area, with popcorn served out of the Rococo bar for a fee.
If you love spending time at the casino while cruising, you're going to find yourself on deck 4. You'll find a wide selection of slot machines, table games, and more. Smoking is allowed in the main area, but if that bothers you, there is a dedicated non smoking section of the casino. And of course, you could pamper yourself on board at Cloud9 Spa. Or keep up with your fitness regime with the fitness center, outdoor jogging track, or outdoor fitness equipment found on Deck 12.
If you're taking your little ones with you, there's plenty of fun to be found at Camp Ocean. This is open for kids 2 to 11, where you can sign them in and leave them be for hours and hours of fun. For you to go, relax, unwind, and refill that much deserved drink.
The Kids Club consists of one large room split into different sections based on age group. The Penguins group is for kids 2 to 5, Stingrays for 6 to 8 years old, and Sharks for those 9 to 11. Older kids still have a place to hang out. 12 to 14-year-olds can hang at Circle C, and older teens, Club O2.
Our daughter spent time at Camp Ocean most days of our cruise, and she always left with some cool artwork badges, and most importantly, a smile. But Camp Ocean is not the only kid-centric attraction on board.
Join our fun and you shall see. We'll sail away. This is
Here we go!
If you haven't heard of Seuss at Sea, it's a whole lot of fun if you're traveling with your kids. The Cat in the Hat, Thing 1 and Thing 2, and Sam I Am are constantly popping up at different Dr. Seuss themed activities. They make an appearance on day 1 at the Sailaway Party before showing up at themed events like the Seussapalooza Parade and Storytime, or the Thing 1 and Thing 2 Birthday Breakfast.
The birthday breakfast is an additional charge. At the time of recording, it's $15 per adult or $10 per child, and we felt this was well worth the experience. We were served some Dr. Seuss themed food that you wouldn't find anywhere else on board, and we got up really close and personal with the birthday things. We're happy we didn't skip out on celebrating their big day.
Finally, for Seuss at Sea, you can browse Dr. Seuss Bookville, where you can borrow from a wide selection of Dr. Seuss stories to read at Bookville or take back to your room. Seuss at Sea was a whole lot of fun and a great reason why sailing on the Carnival Venezia is great for families.
You can do a whole lot of shopping on board the Carnival Venezia, and if you like to browse or hunt for deals, there's plenty to see. If you're looking for a great souvenir with Carnival branded logos, check out the Carnival shop where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, toys, and more. Then, of course, if you want to splurge in some jewelry, Effie Jewelry is on board in the San Marco shops. Find jewelry, diamonds, gemstones, everything that you want to treat yourself with.
The perfume and cosmetic shops offers designer brands at duty-free prices.
One of my favorite stops was the Cherry on Top. It was a candy and toy store, a whole lot of fun and lots of good candy.
There's also a fashion accessory store where you could buy your handbags, sunglasses, beachwear. Carnival also sets up daily sales event, tables of discounted jewelry, watches, or handbags in the main shopping area. And there are flash sales in individual shops. The HUB app or daily planner will tell you when and where.
If you are sailing on the Venezia, it's encouraged to download the Carnival HUB app before leaving. Now, before boarding, we found the app could be a bit finicky, not always loading up properly or crashing, but once connected to the ship's Wi-Fi, it's super reliable and a phenomenal tool to stay up to date on your scheduled activities, check your account balance, glance at the dining menu for that evening, make reservations, and more. As you've heard throughout the video, this is not the first time we've talked about the HUB app. However, despite that high praise, we did find it lacked basic quality of life features that you could find on other cruise lines, with the main bone of contention for us being that you have to pay to use the chat. For those who don't want to invest the high prices for an internet package, cruise apps are always a great way to keep family and friends connected while on board, with chat being free on many other cruise lines. To charge for the ability to send a quick message between your party or even to check in on your kids seemed like an unnecessary cash grab. On a cruise where very little extra is provided outside of your basic food and drinks, it didn't feel great.
As much as we hate to admit it, all cruises must come to an end, and Carnival makes the disembarkation process smooth and organized. The day before you disembark, you'll use the Carnival HUB app to choose the time you plan to leave the ship. You can self-checkout, meaning you can be one of the first off as long as you take all your luggage off the ship. Or you can choose to leave your bags out overnight and have it transported off for you.
The next morning, Carnival will call passengers by zone number to leave the ship. These numbers would have been assigned to you once selecting your disembarkation preference on the app. And once your group is called, you'll make your way off the ship, pass through customs, and collect your luggage if you checked it. If your Sail and Sign account is linked to a credit card, your balance will settle automatically, but if you did add cash or you went over your limit, before you can leave the ship, you'll need to visit guest services to settle things up. Would you sail on the Carnival Venezia again?
I had a blast on a Carnival Venezia. One of the things that I thought was so much fun was how family friendly it was. There was so many great activities for the kids. There was kids menus. The Dr. Seussapalooza was just awesome. And seeing our daughter's face light up whenever she saw Dr. Seuss and Thing 1 and Thing 2, I mean, that just made my day.
And that's our look at the Carnival Venezia. From the food to drinks to the pools, shows, and kids club, we hope this gave you a real sense of what you can expect on board.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and subscribe for more Carnival Venezia videos,
including a full deck-by-deck ship tour of the Carnival Venezia that's already live on the channel.